Hello everyone. 2025 is CIG's best year in funding by far, and December is of course still missing. CIG laid off a lot of their people in 2024, at least 150 employees. So you should think CIG has enough money to continue developing Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Well, most of CIG's money went into Squadron 42 and not into the PU. But looks like CIG cannot get enough. Maybe Chris needs another bigger private cinema and more expensive art in his buildings. CIG is selling now, for the first time ever, last year's Best in Show paints. 2954 2024 Best in Show skins, package for only $40. Are you for real, Chris?
I'll take 5. I know.
And if you don't want a paint package, you can buy each paint separately. Lightning, Reclaimer, Spirit and Terrapin. 2953 2023 Best in Show for paint pack for only $46.65. I am speechless. Chris, what happened to hex code colors? And again, you can buy each paint separately. 600i, Corsair, Redeemer and Vulture. 2952 2022 Best in Show for paint pack for only $44. And if you don't want a paint package, you can buy the paint for Carrack, $22.61. Mercury, Star Runner, Pisces and Scorpius. 2951 2021 Best in Show for paint pack for only $43. And yes, you can buy each paint individually. 2950 2020 Best in Show for paint pack for $48. And again, you can buy Carrack, Cutlass, Eclipse and Mercury paints separately. 2449 2019 Best in Show for paint pack for only $50. Caterpillar, Cutlass, Hammerhead and Reclaimer. CIG is really going full speed with monetization, and I don't know why. If you ask me, Star Citizen is still a tech demo at best, with missing basics, missing core mechanics, almost no physics. Not even the flight model is finished in year 14. I have to admit, there was some progress this year with the first iteration of server meshing we got in January 2025. The game is more stable now, but we still have massive problems with interaction delays and do-things. Even do-things of players and NPCs moving at player and NPC speeds. Playability and bug fixing still needs a lot of work. Star Citizen still has a long way to go, and here CIG is now monetizing last year's Best in Show paints. Come on, Chris. Do you really have to go so low? Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
It actually happens inside the shader. It's pretty cool. There's a sort of pretty efficient way of storing the data, so it's not massive amounts of texture memory. Sign distance fields, if anyone's interested. But it's pretty cool. So yeah, so for what will be happening going forward is now we'll be able to roll out different sort of first of all the skins that we've already promised, but probably some new ones, and at some point we'll allow tools for people to be able to sort of do their own paint job.
So essentially the process kind of begins with we want to get these pre-configured schemes done. So you could, for example, go off and go, oh, you know what, I want a NASA themed kind of skin, or I want a District 9 themed skin, or I want a pink Hello Kitty themed skin. And then essentially we as artists create basically the material files. They're tiny in memory. They're so small that we can have like hundreds of them if we want to, because they're all calling the same textures. That's what's done under the hood, okay? Once those material files are created and obviously named accordingly and sanity checked that the emblem is called emblem and the submaterial ID is called submaterial ID 1, 2 and 3, they have to be the same names. That's then handed to tech design to then kind of set that up with the loadout that they're putting together for that ship. Further forward, we want these kind of paint configurations to become hex codes. So if you're in like a guild of 20 players, and you know the clan leader said, all right, this is our paint scheme. There's going to be no like guessing work. Like you get the hex code, you put it in there, and it automatically will say, oh, you know what, you know, we've got matte black against yellow against pink, something crazy, and at every ship in your fleet, you can put that hex code on and it will automatically go into that color configuration. So there's a lot of kind of cool things. And, you know, as artists, we do this stuff all day, every day. And we were just like, you know, well, why wouldn't we give the end user this functionality? So that's the overall plan. There is a lot of kind of very things you have to be careful with when you're authoring the shaders for this stuff. So it can accommodate these options. But we're on top of that, and that's kind of, yeah, it's good. That's what we're doing on the initial kind of burst of ships right now. I think it's really cool, and it's really amazing to see, like, today I just kind of caught up with the guys and looked at what we're working on for that stuff, and there's like a fleet of 50 ships, all with different skins, all with different loadouts, and it injects color into the game. You can have your kind of personal things going on, which is kind of cool. If I was going to pick one to fly and customize myself, I've always got a sweet spot for the Avenger. If it was me, I'd probably go for a dirty chrome kind of finish. The shape is just kind of so kind of primitive. To get some kind of highly reflective material on it, I think would just look super cool in space. So that's what I would go for.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.